tested all these lock accessories. Today I'm rating them honestly and sharing which ones I'd actually use. So the way I will be rating these is out of 10. I will rate them from comfort, fit, quality, and value for money. So when I bought these accessories, the main focus was to see if they're lock friendly and if they're even protective for locks, or if they're good to use, easy to use, and if they're also comfortable. If you want to check all of these accessories, like a personal review for every single one of them, I've made different videos for them. So the first one we're going to talk about is this jewelry box. This box has around 240 pieces of jewelry, I think it was, or just under 240 pieces. So for comfort, these were actually pretty comfortable, as in if you put them in correctly. I did mention that if you put them near the roots, you could risk the jewelry pulling on your hair, so that would make it not comfortable. So the comfort really depends on how you put these in. I have a video about how I put in lock jewelry in safely. So comfort wise, if you do it correctly, it's a good 9 out of 10 to be honest, because you won't even feel the jewelry in your locks or in your hair. The fit, same story, you have to put it in correctly, because if you put some of these twistable ones, if you put them in very tightly, then they will leave a mark in your locks. Like if you take them off, you will see like a trace of the line around your locks and it will leave an indent, which you don't want. So for that case, if you do it wrong, it could mess it up. But if you do this correctly, I would rate the fit about like an 8, you know, because you could risk putting it in too tight. So about 8 out of 10. The quality though, I would say with all of these jewelry boxes, I wouldn't recommend washing your hair in them, because you could risk some of the quality messing up, or some of the dye, if there's any dye on it or anything like that, it could go on your locks. So I would not recommend washing them. But the quality itself, I would rate about a 7, because some of these they're quite soft material. So at times, if your locks are quite thick and very tough, then you'd have to be very careful with the way you put these in your hair. So that's why the quality would have to be a bit lower, because they're quite soft, which could be easy but could also be hard to use. For these, the value of money, I would say these are only about £9, which I think in dollars is only a little bit more, maybe $10, $9, I'm not too sure. Let's go $10, right? $10 or £9 for about 240 pieces of lock jewelry. I would say it's worth it. I would rate it about like an 8.5, 8.9, 8.8, I would say, because it's just under 10 or 10, and you get 200 pieces. You can like mess around with them, you can try different ones. If this is a box where you want to try lock jewelry for the first time, this is a very good box and worth the price, because you can try different things, different shapes and sizes. You will understand more what suits your locks and what you like to have in your locks. But if you're already quite experienced with lock jewelry, it would really depend. That's why I would give it an 8, because some of these it's like a very big range. So if this is not your style, then maybe there's only a few you could pick out of it. But if you're very open-minded, then this box is easy to use. Next we have the Twistable hairband. I really like this one because it comes with a little bag. This is so adorable. Look how pretty. It's got all the designs. I think it looks so nice. The reason why I also like this one is because this twistable lock tie is exactly the same color. You see? It's got like, this is so cute. Look how cute. You can just put it in here and just keep it safe. If you guys watched the video about this hair lock tie review, you guys will know that I got very excited about this one. So for comfort, this one shocked me because I wasn't sure how comfortable this one would be to use, but this one is even more comfortable than your typical hair tie. Like, you could have it in a ponytail, pineapple style. This was so easy to use and it didn't even hurt. There was barely any tension or no tension. So comfort wise for these, this one is easy to rate. this, like, okay, not everything can be perfect, so I'm not gonna give it a 10, but comfort wise, I would say this one was like a 9.5. You know, like, I can say a lot of good things about this. This was so comfortable, like, and it was easy to put on too. So yeah. So the hold and the fit for this hair lock tie, like, what can I say? Like, the fit, it was easy to put on. So all you gotta do is you just gotta untwist it, and then wherever you want to put it, you can just twist it around that. I will actually make a video how to make some hairstyle, just some hairstyle ideas for this hair lock tie. But the hold, it stays, like, I tried it all day long, it just stayed all day long. The fit, I mean, it looked good. Like, I'll add a picture. Did I make a picture? I don't know. I'll make something and then I'll put it here. The fit was easy. You can just put it here wherever you want it, and you can still see the colors, but you can see your locks shine through. Whatever style you do, the fit looks good. The quality too, like, I'm not very, like, articulate with my words. I think I try, but, like, okay, so when you bend this, right, it's firm. Is that the right word? Firm. So when you put it back, it stays firm. Like, it doesn't move, it stays good. So the quality is very strong. That's the right word. It's strong. It's very good quality. It doesn't feel like cheap or like it could break easily. The quality is actually very, very decent. So yeah, I would rate this quality wise very high, to be honest. Like, quality, like a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Only reason I would say 9 instead of 9.5 is, like, if you bend it wrong, like, if you bend it the wrong way, I don't want to do it. I don't know how good it would look if you bend it, like, back. You will probably leave some parts that are not bended correctly, but I don't think that has anything to do with the quality though. I think the quality is still good, so I would say like a 9 out of 10. So value for money. Sadly, this single one that I bought is not available anymore, so I don't even remember what the price was, but I think it was like, it was under £10, so about £7 I think it was. But so the link, I linked it with a pack of 4. They have a pack of 4 with exactly this one in it, and then 3 other colors, which I want to get because I think the 3 other colors are really nice. Black one, and I think one with green and blue or something. But the pack for 4, which is £21, I would say it's worth the price because I got this for about £6-7. If you times it by 4, oh gosh, maths, would be about 24. Yeah, £24. So you get it for less than that, which makes it worth the price. Whatever this was times 4 is what it would be. I think it's worth the price because it will last long, especially if you have 4 of them. You can, like, choose which one you want, different week, different day. So I would say it's worth the price. About, I would rate it oh my gosh, why is rating so hard? Okay, I take this too seriously. Well, actually, I should be taking this seriously. I would say like an 8 out of 10 because technically it's worth the price, but I don't know if anybody, like, I think a good amount of people would want to buy a pack of 4. I'm not too sure, depends on the person who would want to pay 21, but I think it's really worth it, so I'd say 8, but really depends on the person, so 8 out of 10. Okay, so now we have the headbands. I actually really liked these, because of the range of colors that they have. Look, got blue, light gray. Oh, I'm actually wearing one. Dark gray, white, cream, I think it's called. Like a light brown, one of my favorites. And then a black. So the comfort for these, as you can see, I've been wearing this one all day, so these are very, very comfortable. The reason why they're very comfortable is, first of all, they're quite stretchable, so it's not really any resistance on your head. Also, the quality, like, they feel so soft. So the softness really adds to the comfort. It's not like a really rough feeling on your locks or on your head. So the feeling of the softness is very, like, nice on the head. Like you don't feel anything tight, or you don't feel anything rubbing against your head or giving you a headache. So it's very, very comfortable. The hold and the fit, as you can see, it fits nicely. It doesn't really move unless you put it a bit awkwardly, then it might move around. But if you just place it on your locks or underneath your locks, I like to put it under so it stays in the same place. It's very comfortable, you know. I think if your head was a little bigger or smaller, you might have to find a way to put it on nicely and comfortably. But overall, like, it just fits nicely. I totally forgot to rate. So for the comfort, I would rate it a 10. I'm gonna rate that a 10. It's like, it's comfortable. Like there's no like minuses or anything like that. It's comfortable. So I would rate it a 10 comfort wise. The hold and the fit, I would say like a 8, you know, because it is a really, really good size on my head, but it really depends on your head size. So I would say the fit is really good. It's stretchable, so technically if your head is bigger, it should stretch to your size. If it's smaller though, then maybe you'd have to find a way to work around it. So I would say an 8 out of 10, but it's a really decent size. Like I think most people's head will fit in here. Now for the quality, right? So very interestingly, if that's a word, I would say like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 out of the 7 have a very 4 out of the 7, they have a very soft feeling. Very it feels very sensitive. Like it's very like delicate. That's the word. It feels very delicate. Which I think, in my opinion, feels very, very nice on my head. But because I can be a little bit aggressive, right? I might have slightly ripped one of them because it's very, very soft. So I will show you. As you can see, like here, I ripped it a little bit, only because I was a little aggressive with it. If you're delicate with it, it will be all fine. And this was the only one that ripped. You know, this is the very, very soft feeling one. But if you just treat it correctly, it will be fine. The other two feel a little bit more rough, like it's cotton, you know. So, but that's why, because one ripped, I would have to take a point from it. Even though the quality, you can feel that it's very good quality. Like, you know, it will not break, or it won't like fall into pieces, you know. But because I broke one, I would have to say like a 7 out of 10, because I think that broke quite easily. Even though I'm a little aggressive, I don't think it should have broken like that. Maybe I got a bad batch, who knows. But that's why I would rate it a 7 out of 10. So the value for money, I just checked, and the price is £7.99 pounds. So let's say £8 for about 7 pieces of headbands. In my opinion, that's a great price. Like if you get 7 for £8, that's like less than £1 for each. If the math is correctly, that is less than £1 per. So value for money. The value for money. Does that make sense? I don't know. The value for money is very good. Like for the quality, it's pretty decent for less than £10. You get 7 for like £8, which is really, really good. You have a good selection you can choose from. So anything under 10 is pretty decent for a pack of 7. And they have different selection of colors, so you can really choose and play around with any of the colors. So last but not least, right, we have the bonnets. They look so pretty. This one is really pretty. This one is just, you know, typical black. Still nice though. So the comfort of these. Which one did I wear? Oh yeah, I wore the black one. I wore the black one to go to sleep. I did a sleep test in my video. At the end of the video, see what my opinion is about this bonnet and how it felt when sleeping. But it's satin, so it's not a very tough material. It's quite a soft, delicate material. When I did my sleep test, it actually went pretty well. Comfort wise, it felt quite soft on the hairline, because this part has to go on the hairline. It didn't rub my hairline, it didn't pinch anything, it didn't pull on anything, so that was actually quite comfortable. I also wore it through the day because it took me some time to take it off. It was that comfortable. I didn't even take it off instantly. I kept it on, you know. I was staying at home, so I just, you know, kept it on for a couple hours. I got to feel like, oh, this is what it feels like. It was really nice. So that is why, comfort wise, again, I'm gonna have to give this a pretty high rating because I really couldn't find anything bad about this. Like, it didn't do anything bad, you know. Of course, like, my locks are not super long, so maybe because there was not that much weight, it was quite comfortable. But I think my mom has very long locks. Her locks go about actually till the end, and for her, she wears it every night. It's comfortable enough. I would really rate it, to be honest, a 9 out of 10, even actually a 9.5 out of 10, because yeah, it could really depend on the length of your lock or how thick and heavy your locks are comfort wise. But if you don't really have super heavy locks, the comfort could really be there. Then the hold and the fit for this bonnet, right? The fit is really good because you have this little what is this called? To tie it around the hairline, right? To be honest, because this is also very soft material, it could fit around the hairline pretty easily. You just have to, when you tighten it, don't put it too tight because you don't want to risk a headache. But if you do it to the right tightness, you might have to test it out to see what is too tight. It held on to my short locks pretty nicely through like the whole night, and I moved a lot through the night and it stayed on. So that's why the fit, I would say, I would rate it like a good 9, another 9 to be honest. So only £9 for a pack of 2 big bonnets is definitely worth the price. The value for money is definitely there because it will last you a good while, and you get a pack of 2. So if you want to switch and go from one to the other, it's like messed up, or just switch from they use this in the day and use the or after a wash and the one to sleep with, it will last. So overall, if I had to choose one of these products to use for myself, and only one I technically use over them, except for the bonnets because they're my mom's, but if I had to choose one, I would have to say, you can probably guess which one because I literally fell in love with it for the video, but I would say the lock hair tie. The reason why is, first of all, this looks so adorable. You get a little bag for the same, like with the price, you get a little bag and you get the hair tie with it for like, what was it, £7-8? And I love the colors. Like, even the quality of the bag feels so good. Like, you could bring this with you on holiday or traveling or anything like that. And of course, look at the colors. Ah, this is so pretty. Ooh, I love it. And then the reason why also is because the value for the price. Like, you get this, like, it's very durable. That's the word I was trying to find. Durable, right? You can use this for so long. You can use this for different hairstyles. It's also less tension on your hair, like a hair tie. This, like, I don't know why, but when you use this in your hair, I feel like there's some kind of vibe that you bring to your hair, like some extravaganza, you know, to your hair, to your outfit, you know, that. And I feel like this is where most people with locks are starting to go towards, instead of hair ties, trying to find things that you can use instead of hair ties. I think this is a perfect option. I like colors like these. I even have earrings like these, actually, earrings that I have, and this is the hair tie. Like, oh my gosh, I could wear this in a outfit. I'm gonna do that. If you want to see like outfits that I make and other things outside of this video, follow me on TikTok. Even as a gift, this is so cute. So I've linked all of these products in my description. You can just click the link. You can choose which one you want to get. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are inspired to maybe get one of these products, or to maybe try and test out new things on your locks. So yeah, if you have any recommendations for any other accessories that I should try on locks, let me know. So I will see you guys next time.